Well, it was a swan song for Mick Fanning on a career on the tour proper. Of course, we've seen him here today. A very respectable performance, that's for sure.
Sammy Pupo opening up on his first wave on the forehand. Nice two-turn combination to start things off. Surfing with a lot of speed and a lot of intention. Those first couple of maneuvers, great whip back into the pocket. And now setting it up for the inside. In his rookie season on tour. And he's now looking to put on a bit of a finish here. He had that check back to the outside, and he's going to decide, you know what, it's worth throwing something out for the fans, for the judges. Goes for the reverse and puts on a great performance to kick things off. From staring at the wave down the line, Sammy Pupo got started with this one.
Yeah, a lot of energy by Samuel. It's a smaller wave. He surfs it well with a lot of energy. It gets him a 4.5.
So cool to see all the kids down there. So many of the surfers taking their time to give autographs as well, while having a lot else going on behind the scenes for them this week. Italo Ferreira now having a look on his backhand. Two great turns to kick things off. He's got a good wall that's clinging to the reef as he comes through the inside section. Keeping so much speed and flow. Great engagement of the rail. And now just stalling as he sets up for the finish. Straight up into the lip. Puts on a little pop shove it in the shoreline.
Yeah, that's an interesting wave. I thought that it wasn't the biggest wave of the set that was approaching, but Italo, he really picked that wave. He knew he wanted a wave. He looked along, he saw the taper along the bowl. He thought it was perfect for the backhand attack.
So impressive, Rabbit. As we take a look at it here, we can really see the way that he's ditching those fins from this water angle.
Yeah, Clopo's got a bird's eye view, and I called it as far as the wave. He picked this wave. I mean, he called it. He picked this wave because it just had a beautiful taper across the bowl. Absolutely perfect for backhand surfing. And, well, you know, maybe Clopo should be that fifth judge, that water angle, you know?
Hey, that's a good idea. Start throwing a judge out in the wetsuit as well.
With a 7.83.
A great start for this guy, Italo Ferreira. A 7.83 for his opening ride. Now going in for a second. Nearly spins that board all the way around on the face of the wave. Somehow maintains so much control coming out of it. And now he's looking through to the inside. An impressively progressive performance from Italo for the outside section. And now setting it up. Just being patient with it. Placing that board exactly where he needs to go, and now gaining that speed and that projection to literally walk off on the sand. Hopefully his ankles are all right.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he's so used to landing on the sand. We saw him in Newcastle last year do it 17 times in a heat. You find yourself right at the bottom of the draw. No one talks about you. Yeah,
Italo Ferreira on this one. What did you think of that opening turn?
Well, the opening turn was unbelievable, and then that was just such a tricky little turn on that one. I mean, he meant to do it, but he's, again, such an instinctive surfer. I don't think it was in his playbook. I think it just instinctively, it just appeared on the radar for him in his mind. And look at this finish here. He steps off, and then it cops him from behind, both the board and the surging whitewater.
Another great set rolling into Bells Beach here at the bowl. 20 minutes on the clock, and Samuel Pupo has priority. He's going to opt to go for this second wave in the set. Races down the line, and now unleashing into a huge down carve for that first turn, straight off the bottom into the whip on the second. Seamless combination for the start, and Italo Ferreira goes massive on the outside section as we track with Sammy through the inside here. Getting every point he can out of this wave. This is such an important one for him. And setting it up on the inside, puts on the performance to finish.
Yeah, well, Sammy has to get around this section here. He's flying down the line, and as you said, he just carves it down the face. A beautiful turn, and then he goes out into a flatter shoulder. So really just that one major turn in the bowl, and then just a series of roundhouse goes back. These are very lowly scored points on that middle section, and he gets to finish pretty nicely here.
What an exchange. So first wave of the set goes to Sammy, and he found this great down carve to kick things off.
Yeah, this is such a dynamic turn, and he just holds his rail. No, the board goes flat on the face there, but he maintains the speed.
And Italo Ferreira tracking through on the outside, has put in a couple of great turns, and now he's waiting for that section to bowl out, and it looks like he's going to have a critical one to finish off on. Again, right on the shore break, and it just keeps opening up for him. Rabbit, what a spicy finish.
Well, that's the best finish we've seen, because he basically got three really good manoeuvres on the shore break, and he got one huge move in the bowl. Now, I think this is going to be reflected in the judging, because they both had one amazing dynamic turn in the bowl section. And look at Italo, this turn here, it's just a huge float. And he gets around this section. It's amazing. I thought this was just going to be impossible to make. And it really paid off, him getting around that section, getting back up in the lip on the backhand, and really made the most of this wave. And the ending here is amazing, because this is not really a short break. This wave's holding its body right through this section. You think he's done here, Shannon, but he's not.
It just keeps offering more. He hasn't even hit that finishing section yet.
Wow.
And there it is. McFanning still the ultimate, but the current generation now unleashing in the lineup. Samuel Pupo, great turn to start off. Gets a little air on that second one, and now driving into the tail on those next two turns. Chasing that excellent score of an 8.07 to gain the advancing position over Italo Ferreira. And he's going to come through to the inside here. Quick snap. And looking for a great finish. Throws that tail around, makes the rotation, and has that same emotion that we saw of Italo back in 2018. Together on the championship tour as we take another look at this one, Rabbit.
Yeah, I love that layback there. Big snap out of the lip then, and he comes around for a third section. So there's three. There's a good carving snap. So he got three great maneuvers on a medium-sized wave. Such an energized surfer, and he wasn't done yet, Shannon.
He found this finishing section. Popped that tail around, threw in some progression.
And threw in some emotion.
A lot of emotion. What did you like about that finishing maneuver?
Oh, I loved it. It was just such a clean eye. You could script it. You knew he was going to do it. You know, he's such an aerial master. This young guy has got a big future in this sport. He squeezed every decimal point out of that mid-sized wave. He very nearly got the score. One judge gave him an 8-2, and the rest were just under.
And he's going to have another lap here. He takes a look out the back, decides to get out. He's sitting under priority, so he's fully freed up to just have a look. They
exchanged the lead several times. That's how you want to go. If right at the end, I mean, you can, as a competitor, you can really accept that a lot more than getting sort of skunked in a heat.
And a first big gouge on the rail from Sammy Pupo. Takes off under Italo Ferreira on this wave, unleashes on the second turn, and up into the lip, but gets taken out by it. He's going to be controlling it.
And he's got his eye on this guy. He knows he's going to go to the air on this wave, that's for sure.
Finding the speed, up into the air, connects almost perfectly, and just comes undone on the finish.
5, 4,
and Sammy Pupo conceding to Italo Ferreira. And what a great matchup. I mean, such a narrow point difference. 15.40 takes Italo Ferreira with a lead over Samuel Pupo with a 15.13.